What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Jake Anthony and Beyond. Here's another video coming at you. Sit back, relax, grab your mug of tea, té caliente de menta de manzana. I'm still learning Spanish. And on this episode of me, I'm standing. I don't know why. I feel like standing. Today, I'm going to talk about the things I saw on ayahuasca. I saw a lot of things during the ayahuasca experience. I saw dead people. I saw a younger version of me. I think I saw an angel, but not your typical angel that's like a human with wings, which I'm saving that for last. I did have a video podcast of my whole experience, which you can check out there or wherever you'll see it. But I want to go over just the things that I saw, just the visuals of the trip. If you don't know what ayahuasca is, it is a psychedelic brew that has been consumed for thousands of years. The origins of ayahuasca come from the Amazon rainforest. It can truly be a religious experience for some people. Even certain people that are not religious or atheists have had religious experiences. And that doesn't mean they saw Jesus Christ or Muhammad or SpongeBob. That's not funny. It just means that it changed their perception of what life can be for them somehow, some way. For me, I was already spiritual before ayahuasca, so I wasn't surprised really of all the things I saw. I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. So the first thing was actually the scariest thing that I saw. It was 3 dead Mayan women who had gray skin, I think they were covered in ash, and they had black hair and red pupils, red eyes. They weren't glowing, but they were just red, like dark red. And they were close together, and they were staring at me. And I saw them when I closed my eyes. I saw most of the things I saw with my eyes closed, which was interesting because in a way, I think maybe like a sensory deprivation tank has a little truth to it, because by closing your eyes, that's taking away a sense and it's heightening whatever else is able to perceive things in the brain. Was I freaked out? Honestly, no. I kind of diverted my attention elsewhere to the musicians and the singers, and I was playing the drum. I was just like, okay, just breathe and play the drum. And that worked. Just breathe and play the drum. Just breathe and meditate and love the situation. It always works on psychedelics. Yeah, I'm not sure why I saw 3 dead Mayan women or Mexican women. They certainly looked Mayan. Mayans have this very specific bone structure in the face. But yeah, I'm not sure why I saw these 3 dark dead women. The next thing I saw was a younger version of me. This was about the halftime break that we took. Honestly, I didn't see anything for the first half. It was really the second half and after the halftime break that I was getting visuals and was feeling certain energies and spirits and languages. Like every sound was a different type of language, and it was communicating something valuable to me. Yeah, so I was in the woods, I was laying down, I started talking to myself, and then in my mind, but also not in my mind, a younger version of me appeared. I was telling him that if you ever get lost, if you ever feel like giving up, there's always love to come back to. Then my grandfather showed up. This is the next thing. I had never seen him. He passed away before I was born, and I never thought about him. And he shows up, and I recognize him, and he has golden skin, and he's smiling. He had came out of a branch as a blue energy, and he formed into himself, from this energy, and he was golden, and immediately just started telling me telepathically that he just loves me. He's pouring out so much love towards me, and that he's proud of me. And I saw different faces in his face as well. I saw my dad's face. I saw my face. I saw younger Jake's face. I saw his dad's face, and other faces like of the lineage, the DNA lineage that we have. But it was primarily his own. So I knew it was my grandfather. After he was telling me that he loves me and he's proud of me, he says to go back to the ceremony, because I was alone in the woods, laying down on the ground, and I was like, I felt kind of like sad that he was going already. I just had met him, you know? So it's weird. Like if this was a true experience and he told me to just go back to the ceremony, then his values lie in the ritual and in this ayahuasca brew. Me going back to the ceremony was more important than staying there and talking with me. So I wonder, you know, I wonder what that means for like morality and psychology, and values and motives are probably so much different in whatever or wherever the afterlife is, you know? Yeah, so anyway, after that, I get up, I start heading back to the ceremony, and I feel crowds of people on both sides of me just clapping and cheering for me. They were so proud of me. That made me cry on its own. I have a feeling that these were all my ancestors, because there were also a crowd of people behind my grandfather when he showed up. So I head back to the ceremony. I get back into the groove of playing the drums and humming along with all the hymns. And this leads me to the next thing that I saw or kind of experienced. I was grabbing the music like this and just putting it in my belly. And I truly felt I had scooped a ball of music and just put it in my belly. And during that process, I realized that music is going to heal my gut condition. Music and love. And I was putting it in my gut. So it's things like that. Like everything that was happening happens symbolically and for a reason, if I just pay attention to it, if I'm just aware of it, and I'm like, why am I doing this? Like I didn't think in my head, hey, yeah, Jake, let's scoop the music and put it in our belly because that'll heal us. I just started doing it. Like it was an instinct. So the fact that it was instinctual, that alone, I feel like speaks volumes about what's going on with consciousness, what's going on with ayahuasca when it's consumed. I believe it truly reveals certain truths of reality and of the mind if we just pay attention to it. So the next thing I saw was when I drank some water, I immediately got a download of information that it was the divine feminine spirit. It was like the cosmic mother spirit, and I was just consuming it. It was magical. I have little images of small women in the water, like swimming, like water women in the water as I was drinking it. And so what I took from that was, if whenever I drink water, if I have intention behind drinking it, why I'm drinking it, then it can be more healing, it can be more impactful, it can be more hydrating, it can be grounding, it can be all of the above, it can be, but times 10 if you have intention behind drinking this cosmic potion of feminine divinity. And for the last thing, I believe I saw an angel. And not your typical angel, not a human with wings. This thing, I'll show you a picture. I drew it right here. Yeah. What? What is that? It's a square with an eyeball, and on each side of the square, there's like these noodly arms that stretch. They were stretching. They like get bigger and get smaller. And the colors of this being was light blue, purple, and yellow. Now, here's the super interesting part. I didn't realize that this being it resembles a Bible accurate angel. Yeah, which there's 4 different kinds of angels that came from the Bible. The first one is animal-human hybrids. These are called the cherubim. I'll just call them cherubims. The cherubim usually had the head of a lion, an ox, an eagle, and a human, all at once. Like they had multiple heads. The second kind of angels there are called the malachim. The malachim just resembled humans, and I'm pretty sure they did not have wings. And the third kind is called the seraphim. The seraphim had 6 wings, 4 of which covered their legs and feet and face. And the fourth kind is called the ophanim. This one is the most crazy sounding angel. The ophanim were wheels with eyeballs on them, interlocking wheels that flew in the sky, and on each wheel there were eyeballs around on the whole thing, and they were interlocking. Look, what the ophanim supposedly were guardians of God's throne. So this little guy that I drew right here, I would say resembles the seraphim the most, that has 6 wings. But I was really getting some ophanim energy from this thing, because it didn't have wings. It had these like noodly arms that stretched and got bigger and smaller, but you know, it kind of does look like wings from afar. So maybe they're just not wings made of feathers. And also the eyeball of this being, it wasn't a human eyeball. It was like this glitchy, like glitch in the Matrix kind of eyeball. But the most interesting thing that came from this being was that it told me it was my greatest grandfather. So all my ancestors showed up, including part of the lineage that goes back before humans. Apparently, there are other beings that exist out there or here, just are not perceivable by the human eyeball, and they create us, or they are a part of why we're here. It's so mysterious. My greatest grandfather, this being, my greatest grandfather. That's what it told me, and it showed up for like 3 seconds. It was above the circle. There was 2 circles of people. In this inner circle, there was the musicians and singers and shaman and medicine women, and then everyone else around them in the second ring. And this being showed up directly above the center of the circles for like 3 seconds. And during those 3 seconds, I felt like I was just inside of this building, or I guess you could say spaceship, but it was all golden. Everything was golden and bronze, and then he just disappeared, just like that. But during those 3 seconds, I got that he was my greatest grandfather. It's so insane when I say this out loud. Was I scared of any of this? No. It was honestly bliss the entire trip, other than the 3 dead Mayan women that I saw for like a split second. It was okay. I was like accepting. I was very accepting of everything that was happening. I was like, yeah, they're 3 dead women. People die. I'm gonna die one day. Like, death is totally life. Life is death. Death is life. Death is totally cool, dog. Rock on. That is all. Yeah, so those are all the visuals I got during the ayahuasca ceremony. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. And peace and love and everything, because you are everything.
both of them.